Well, in Trove Views today, we're going to look at Latin America and some of the key projects we thought were of interest at the tail end of 2022. Much of the year, we've done a lot of videos on the Stabroek block in Guyana, which is operated by ExxonMobil. We refer you to our YouTube channel, and you'll find a playlist in there which covers both exploration and indeed production on that block. Other exploration news over in Suriname. Well, Apache Corporation with partners Cepsa and Petronas have announced a successful oil discovery at Baja 1. Now, this is on Block 53 offshore Suriname. The well was drilled by the Noble Jerry de Souza drill ship in sort of July, August 2022. Now that's in 1,140 meters of water, TD'd at 5,290 meters, and it recorded over 34 meters of oil pay within the Cretaceous Campanian. Now, Baja is reported to be a down-dip lobe of the Krabdagu depositional system, which was successfully drilled in the west by Apache and Total Energies over in Block 58. Now, Apache have been working on Block 53 for a number of years and drilled the Popokai well with oil shows back in 2015, and in 2017 the group drilled the Colibri 1 well to the east of the block, again with only shows in the oil shows in the Upper Cretaceous. In April 22, the group drilled the dry hole at Raspa. Petronas and ExxonMobil are considering drilling in the block south of the Baja discovery in Block 52, with further opportunities to stretch the model. Now, Block 58 remains the most successful block offshore Suriname, and both Total Energies and Apache will continue to evaluate the commerciality of the 5 discoveries there. Now, these are a lot gassier than the finds that have been found across the border into Guyana in the Stabroek and Corentyne block, so they haven't come forward for development and sanction quite as quickly as some of the oil discoveries have been in the area. The group is planning to appraise the Sapakara field, and the Jerry de Souza rig will mobilize to the Awari 1 well in Block 58, located north of the original Maca Central discovery. So watch this space for news on that drilling campaign. Now, if we turn to licensing rounds, and well, there have been a few announcements on licensing rounds. In Guyana, on the 9th of December 2022, the Guyanese Ministry of Natural Resources launched what is the first licensing round for offshore oil and gas. It's only going to be for those companies that have pretty deep pockets. Now, 14 blocks are offered, some in the shallow, some in the deep water. Now, there's a participation fee of $20,000 to actually access the virtual data room and participate in the competitive bidding process. The deadline to express an interest and pay the participation fee is the 7th of April 2023, with a minimum signature bonus of $10 million for shallow water and $20 million for deep water. Yeah, it's going to be for just the majors and NOCs, I suspect. The terms for the license round, well, royalty at 10%, profit share 50%. There's rental and training fees, $1 million each, paid annually during the exploration phase. Individual bids are only allowed for qualified operators. Consortiums, well, operators are required to hold at least 35%. Non-operators are required to hold at least 5%. Minimum work program and expenditure commitment between $20 and $100 million, depending on the exploration phase and the block location. So the bid weight dependence, 50% on signature bonus and 50% on work commitment. This is going to be an expensive round. Now, other news really that kind of came out in the middle of December is that ExxonMobil are due to be relinquishing 20% of the Stabroek block offshore Guyana. That's going to turn out to be quite a large area. It's actually going to be larger than the area that is going to be auctioned in the first licensing round, according to Vice President Bharat Jagdeo in a statement on December the 9th. ExxonMobil is the operator of the 6.6 million acre or 26,800 square kilometer Stabroek block, along with their joint venture partners Hess and CNOOC. I think it's anticipated this is going to be carved up into a lot of smaller blocks and available for bidding. Staying with the licensing rounds, but moving south into Brazil,
ANP have announced their recent license round results, awarding 4 out of their 11 blocks on offer. 2 are in the Campos Basin here and 2 in Santos. So from north to south, with the Norte de Bravo block awarded to Petrobras for around 96 million US dollars. Moving on to Aguera Marina, have it awarded to Petrobras, Total, Petronas, and Qatar Energy for around 12 million US dollars. Now into the Santos Basin, the Sudeste Secretary awarded to Petrobras and Shell for around 62 million US dollars. And finally, in deeper water, we have the Bemarangu block, which translates as boomerang, and that's been awarded to BP for around 1.6 million US dollars. So in total, around 172 million US dollars have been spent on this round, and this information and lots more can be found in TROVE.
Now, looking at production, so Brazil, the production is certainly ramping up. Here's a graph from Welligence that shows that Petrobras has bought on the P71 floating production, and that's on the pre-salt Itapu field. The FPSO is expected to reach 150,000 barrels of oil per day capacity by 2023. It's a relatively small field compared with some of the other pre-salt fields, but it's an important asset for Petrobras' strategic plan. In the next 5 years, the NOC intends to bring 17 new FPSOs online, mostly located at the world-class Buzios and Mero fields. It's expected will add 2.8 million barrels of oil per day gross processing capacity. This new capacity will not only offset the decline in production from some of the other fields, but Petrobras expects it to drive net oil production growth of 2.5 million barrels a day by 2027. Another news in the area over offshore Trinidad and Tobago, and BP has started production from the Cassia C facility. Finally, wells to watch. Welligence here have this. There's the worldwide list of wells to watch, and in Brazil we see the Morpho well. We'll be keeping an eye on that and reporting it, adding it into our TROVE databases. And also down in Argentina, we've got the Ageric well being drilled by Equinor, expected to spud in 2023. We'll be watching these and other key to exploration wells in the region. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back on our channel before too long. Bye for now.